Welcome everybody, live, the Staffing Shark Podcast, live here from TE Connect 25 in Columbus, Ohio. What's going on, Sharon?
Nice to meet you.
Okay, we have something tied together. What is it?
Morgantown, West Virginia. Country roads.
Country roads. Hold on one second here.
The difference is I'm from there.
And I'm not.
No, you're a Steelers fan.
I don't think it's Andre. Testing 1, 2. We're getting there.
There you go.
All righty. Wow, well, that was a nice joke. You know, Pittsburgh, West Virginia. Come on now, right? Gotta tell you all, Country Roads is one of the best songs ever, right?
It sure is.
If you ever come to West Virginia real quick here, you'll love it, seriously. Beautiful mountains, but that song will be in your head over and over again for life. All right, you ready to have some fun today?
Absolutely.
Let's do it, girl. Okay, so how many years have you been in the industry?
30 years. Well, it'll be 30 years next year. 20
Ooh.
years in business, 30 years in the industry.
30 years. Let's give her a shout out for that. 30 years. Wow, I gotta tell you. So, okay, 30 years. Let's go back and from day one to now, can you give us in about 3-4 minutes the evolution of recruiting?
Oh, gosh. I mean, it's totally different. I think everybody in this room probably has even seen the evolution in the last 5-8 years. We have to constantly re-evolve in recruiting. If you're still doing the same thing now that you were doing 3 years ago, you're falling behind. So you have to just stay sharp. I was talking to one of the fellow recruiters earlier about we're still here because we still have to learn. Even though this thing sometimes doesn't feel like a sponge anymore, I'm here to learn because I need it to be a sponge. But geez, what changed? I mean, used to be the only tool I had was LinkedIn Recruiter and a laptop, right? I mean, 10, 15 years ago, that was the only thing that I needed. Now I'm trying to find things to supplement that. And I'm working with partners and people in the network. And I didn't used to have to do that, quite honestly. So, I mean, I see it changing. AI is changing it. The candidates are changing. They're asking for more information than they used to, I feel like. I think the clients are changing because they now they didn't used to, at least my clients didn't used to want to post the job first before coming to me. They just had deep relationships and just give it to Sharon. Now I'm finding that they want to post it, go through that grueling process of interviewing their own candidates for 3-4 weeks, and then going, okay, now we're desperate. Sharon, how can you have us like 5 people to interview by next Wednesday? Because our guy's retiring in 2 weeks and we still don't have anybody. That's how my business has changed. So just to kind of sum up, LinkedIn Recruiter is still my most valuable tool. I hate to say that, but I'm having to supplement it now. I'm finding out that clients need me more quickly because they've wasted their own time looking in other forms. And the candidates I feel like it's a candidate's market again, at least in what I do. And so the candidates are just like comparing everything. And focusing on benefits again for the first time in a long time. Like, I can't even tell you how long ago candidates stopped asking for the benefits package, like at the interview phase, and they're doing it again to me. So a lot of changes.
Besides LinkedIn Recruiter, what else are you using out there? Give some tips to the crowd out there. Is there anything else you're using?
I am, but I'm looking to possibly change. So I'm looking at Go Perfect, one of the newest partners of the Top Echelon network. Haven't committed to them yet, but I'm using a tool right now called Nebula. So and Go Perfect would replace that. So the value in it is, you go into LinkedIn Recruiter, you build your search, you get all these profiles to look through. But it's only those people on LinkedIn. So the benefit and beauty of a Nebula or a Go Perfect is sometimes it finds these profiles in other places that maybe they're not on LinkedIn, or even if they are on LinkedIn, they might be buried at 595 profile, right? And you don't get to them. So on the Nebulas or the Go Perfects or all the other programs out there, it'll bring up, 20, 30 profiles to the top that maybe you never would have gotten to in the LinkedIn recruiter search, just because of how far down on the list they were. So again, LinkedIn recruiter is still our number one tool. 95% of our placements have came from a search on LinkedIn recruiter. But I am finding benefit in pulling up some other profiles more quickly that I might not get to on LinkedIn.
I'll second Go Perfect for you. If you guys get a chance, check out Go Perfect. It's pretty badass. I gotta say it that way. Seriously. Since the pandemic, okay, so the change from pandemic to now. Give us a little bit of a scoop about what went down, because it's totally different now.
Yeah, it is. Especially if you're in anything manufacturing, it changed everything about the way we do business.
Yeah.
And I think we're still trying to rebound from everything that was the pandemic. So I spent a lot of time being a generalist for years, working in a lot of different industries. And when everybody started talking about specializing and finding your niche, I dug my heels in and said, but I'm making money as a generalist. Why would I want to change? Well, the pandemic made me very humble to go, damn, I wish I would have been a specialist, because I was so generalized that I didn't stand out. And so I didn't have the deep relationships for the clients to just keep kind of coming back to me. So I have since then became a niche recruiter. It's still manufacturing. I still do work with a lot of manufacturers, but I'm aviation, aerospace, DoD, and the relationships are strong now. Repeat business. They're reading the newsletter. They're reaching out and asking for advisement and consultation on leadership development and all these other things, that now they see me as a partner, and I'm referring other people to their business and getting referral fees from other industry experts. My database is really, really deep now with candidates in this niche. So we're filling jobs faster. When we come across a great candidate that isn't the right candidate for that job, for some reason, we now have a candidate that we can MPC out to other potential clients and use them as a business development tool. So I will say that's been the best thing we've done for our business post-COVID, is to be really niche-y and stay in contact with our customers and stay in contact with our clients and candidates, constantly putting out content that is relevant to the industry. And the other thing we did is we designed packages, 3 different ways to engage with us and what you get based upon which fee you want to pay. And actually the cheapest fee is the more robust package, but costs you more upfront. It's the bigger retainer. But now our clients can say, hey, I want the 120-day guarantee or the 90-day guarantee, and I'm willing to pay X upfront to get it. They get 2 different types of reference check packages. One comes with video interview clips. The other just gets the typical notes and executive summary. And that's some of how we've had to pivot.
You got it down. Relationships equals retention all the way.
Absolutely.
100%. Okay, so the big question is, how did the TE network help your biz?
So the TE network has been great. I think everybody in this room and probably anybody listening to the podcast has had peaks and valleys in their business, right? That's, again, we're talking about pivoting. It helps when you take on a search, maybe that's a little out of your general scope of comfort and expertise. I have an aerospace client right now that, even though that's my niche, gave me a little bit of a unique job. And I was a little struggling at first. Yeah, I went over to ChatGPT and I looked up what that role really entailed. But I went, my database is not deep here. I have like 3 people that have ever even touched a printed circuit board before in my database. So he also asked me to take the role on contingency, which I haven't done contingent work for 12 plus years, but he's a return client. And I said, you know what, Gary, I will take your contingent role. I will find you these folks. But I made a personal decision to put in very little effort into that contingent work while I've got all this other retained work going on. And I put it out on the network. I searched people's databases, requested profiles, and I've got 3 candidates going to interview starting tomorrow. And I've had the job since last Wednesday.
Give it up for me.
I couldn't have done that by myself.
Woo! Yes.
I couldn't have done that in a week by myself, and I wouldn't want to on a contingent contract. It's just not the best use of my time.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with this. You had a crystal ball. Here we go, Sharon. What would you see in the game changer in recruiting in 2026?
Ooh. How's the game going to change in 2026?
Yeah, recruiting.
Gosh, I wish I knew. I think it's going to be different the first half of the year and probably different again the second half of 2026. I can say that I still think being niche-y and just focusing on relationships is going to be the key to keep us afloat. AI is going to continue changing what we do, but embrace it because it's there to help. It certainly is making us more efficient. And I will say, if you're not solo right now, and you have people on your team, document your SOPs, your actions, what you do every day, and get a program like Scribe that does it while you're just doing your job. It's tracking your SOPs and writing them for you, because turnover in our little small micro businesses, I mean, I'm a team of 3. If you're in that 3 to 15 person mark and you lose a key person for any reason, health or whatever the case may be, they just resign, it's detrimental to a really small business. And so just standardizing your steps and what you do without sitting there and writing it down. I'm using more technology now than ever, but it's paid off. So 2026 is a new year for technology for me.
You summed it up. Well, hey, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Let's shout out to Sharon, Country Roads, Miss West Virginia. All righty.
All right. Our next guest, Dave Scrow.
Well, here he comes. Come on down, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
How you doing?
Good. Let's get you right up here.
All right.
What a blast we're having here. Sharon, so much good insights.
What's going on? I'm sitting here.
Yes, we are, Dave.
All right.
You ready to follow up after Sharon?
I'm ready.
All right, brother, give me some dap here. Let's do it, man.
Staffing shark.
Oh, here we go. Little baby shark. Here we go. Gotta love it when it's live. Okay. So we're gonna say the same questions, man. Let's break it down. What changes have you seen in recruiting?
Is it not on? Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another
Yeah.
mic for the hold on. Yeah, you're good. You're mic'd up both ways, man. You're
All
good.
right.
You're good, man. So how long have you been in the industry, man?
Oh, man, I've been doing this forever. I've been doing this job since I was in middle school.
Holy cow.
I swear to God, my dad got me in this business way before all this technology stuff. I remember stuffing resumes in envelopes and putting a stamp on it, for my dad when I was in middle school, literally. And I remember hearing my dad on the phone. If a client would ask, "Hey, can you send me a resume?" He would, his response was, "If you have a pen and paper, I'll read it to you. Write it down because it'll be quicker than the snail mail, right?" So I've seen a lot of changes, right? I've seen, the fax machine. Wow, that's cool, and then emails. Oh, that's even cooler, right? And then 1999 is, what happened in 1999, right? Monster, monster.com. That's going to turn our business upside down. We're all going to be out of business. Recruiters were totally flipping out. And 2005, LinkedIn comes along. It was like the same reaction, And now what do we have now? We have AI, and everyone's all freaking out about that, So all these different changes. You just have to. What was your question?
Yeah. You're going back for 40 years of
Oh, yeah.
recruiting over your tenure, but you're doing it all. Keep going, man. I love it.
Yeah. So anyhow, go on.
No. So I got to ask you, all joking aside, like back in the day to now, which one was easier?
I I think back in the day, really, I think it was easier. Just smile and dial. And now it's so different now. Like with all the AI stuff, I think it's just the approach of the business is different. Back then, we were like the only conduit for candidates for jobs. We were their only conduit for information. Now they have so much information at their fingertips, right? With the internet and AI and everything like that, they can find out, so we just have to change our approach. It's more just kind of relating to people more at a human level. AI is never going to replace us. It absolutely.
Thank you. Can you say that one more time?
It will never replace us.
Just like the job boards. Remember job boards back in the day were going to replace a recruiter? Never happened.
It's what I talked about with Monster and all that. It's never going to replace us. AI can never, all the data and all the algorithms and all that. It can never get to the human level. It can't understand people's emotions, their motivations. It can't. Use confidentiality and discretion when doing a search for your customer. You can't be an advocate for your client out in the marketplace. Like I have clients that want me to MPC them. They want me to MPC them. You really know what we do. If you see somebody that you think's a good fit for our company, can you let us know? All that kind of stuff. That's what how we add value. AI cannot do that.
You can. So what do you see in the market right now? What's the hot things that you're doing right now to be successful?
Like in my specific industry?
Yeah.
More. I've tried to get more into like the social media stuff. So I do have somebody. I have like Ashton's doing a lot of my social media stuff. So I'm trying to get out there to build that awareness and attract business both on the client side and the candidate side. That's probably been the biggest change that I've done. That's been a little bit of a stretch for me in the last year.
Okay, so let's break it down. I want to really talk about this, the conversations between candidates and clients. This is something that's a big issue a lot is when you get a candidate or a client on the phone, what do you talk about? Seriously, to break it down so they don't ghost you or just hang up the phone.
Yeah, it was kind of like what I was talking about before. Especially with candidates, really kind of getting to know them more on a personal level and what motivates them, and just getting to know them personally, their family situation. It's I think you have to do that now because you will get ghosted if you don't really kind of get to know them at a personal level and understand what motivates them, and then if you can give that to them, it's an easy sale, and they're going to be texting you and calling you looking for updates if you can give them what's going to satisfy their emotions and their career goals.
100%. You want them to chase you don't chase them,
That's
right?
That's
what it's all about.
Yep.
Chase the cat. So I got to ask on a side note here, like with the candidates, how do you find candidates? Just break it down to us. What is one of your best methods? Is that a tough one?
It's a tough one because they're hard to find. Good candidates. There's a lot of.
Is LinkedIn one of your number one resources?
LinkedIn, yeah. I use LinkedIn and Zoom Info, probably are my two, and kind of use them in tandem with each other. I use my own database a lot. I have a massive database. I'm doing this so long, so I use the database and leverage that and try to get referrals and offer referral bonuses and stuff like that to try to get people motivated to give me names. But I think from like a technology standpoint, it's probably LinkedIn and Zoom Info. I'm trying to figure out what not to use. There's so much out there. We talked about this Go Perfect, and I'm doing demos of this and demos of that and demos of this.
Confusion all the time, right?
It's confusing, and I'm pretty old school, so all this stuff is overwhelming. And every month we're paying massive amounts of bills and all these services. So our profit margins seem to be going down. But so I'm trying to weed out stuff really. But the two that I use the most are LinkedIn Recruiter and Zoom Info.
Okay, so LinkedIn Recruiter, give us a little breakdown. I'd love to talk about this real quick. How to use LinkedIn Recruiter? Because a lot of people, sometimes I don't think they use it the right way. You're not spamming candidates, are you?
No, No,
I'm just joking with you.
I'm not spamming candidates because I've gotten, put in LinkedIn jail and all that for getting.
Oh, wow. Okay, time out. Were you in LinkedIn jail before?
I've been in LinkedIn jail.
Oh, boy.
For sending my response rate being under whatever it is, 13% or whatever. So I don't do any mass in mailing anymore. All my messages are personally tailored to that person. And now with their AI tools, I have been using it, and my responses have gone up significantly using the LinkedIn Recruiter AI tools to write those messages. I used to use a lot of templates. I don't even use the templates anymore. I just let the AI thing craft the message, and then I kind of tweak it a little bit. So that's mainly been how I've been reaching out.
How about direct emails? You still use them?
I do, yeah, and that's where I use Zoom Info to kind of complement that to find their email addresses, and then I'll hit them with an email, and a phone call over the course of like 3 or 4 days.
So it's a variety of all is what you got to do.
Yes.
Okay, if they don't respond to your email, then you hit them up with a phone call. Did you ever
That's right.
text them?
Yeah, I do.
How's texting working for you?
Pretty good. Yeah. I think probably 25% of my text messages get replied to.
100%. I say that all the time. I just tell you guys, texting candidates, do it. It works. Trust me. Trust me. My mom's 79 years old. I call her. She doesn't answer the phone, but I text her. Boom. Right there, Richie. Boom.
Yeah.
There's the answer. So,
and when I say 25%, I think probably 50% of the people I text, I'm texting the wrong number.
there's another issue, right?
Yeah, because the information you're getting from Zoom and other sources isn't always accurate.
Yeah, you take it for a grain of salt.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to do
Yeah.
your research too. It's the big thing.
Exactly.
Okay, brothers. So the TE network.
Love the TE network.
Give me the breakdown for that.
All right, so let's see. So I joined this network in 2006.
Yeah.
So what? God, 19 years.
Wow.
And I joined because I'm me, and I needed to either hire recruiters, turn away business, or join the network to support me because I had way too much business. But option one, forget it. I can't stand managing people. I can't stand training people. I did not want to hire anybody. And I didn't want to turn away business. So I joined the network, and it's been fantastic. I joined in August of 2006. I tried to never miss a conference. I've only missed a handful in 19 years. My first conference was October of 2006 in Chicago. I made my first TE placement at that conference. So I was one of the ones when Drea said, "Anybody make a placement while you were here?" Yeah.
Yes.
So I got my first one. And then, good story about that conference, because I literally get at least one placement out of every one of these conferences, at least one. So it was at the Icebreaker reception, my first conference. I go up to the bar to get a drink. There's this woman there, Mary Nurenbrock, in case you remember her, some of you. So she's standing at the bar. She looks at my tag. She goes, "Oh, you're from Ohio." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from Ohio." "Yeah, what do you do?" I said, "I do IT recruiting." So she said, "Last weekend I was at my 25th or 30th high school class reunion, and one of the guys there, he's an IT manager for Fifth Third Bank. He just got laid off, and I brought a bunch of his resumes. You're just the guy I want to talk to." So she gives me his resume. I look at it, and I'm like, "Holy shit! I have a job for this guy." So 3 weeks later, I got my second TE placement, placing Mike Curzan at Ohio Savings Bank with Mary Nurenbrock, and it just rolls from there. I mean, I've gotten placements just from relationships with all of you. That's the whole reason I really come. I mean, no offense, the speakers are okay, but
Wow.
but
I'll just leave right now, okay?
but
So your show, Dave.
I come for all these people. Some of my best friends are in this network, but then also crazy stories like that. Another one. I was on the plane flying to the Dallas conference, and I'm sitting next to some woman on the flight down there, and I'm a little social, so I'm like, "Hey, what do you do?" And she's like, well, I'm an HR for the Cleveland Clinic. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm on my way to a recruiting conference. So we started talking. She gives me her business card. And then after the conference, I call her, and I got a ton of job orders from her. I never filled any of them, though, because the Cleveland Clinic is a royal pain in the ass to work with. So I had to fire
Being honest.
had to fire them pretty quickly as a client. But my point being is just, get out of the office for a little bit, for a couple days. Go put yourself in a situation where you can give yourself an opportunity to do some more business and make some more placements. So that's kind of what I get out of this network.
And I love your stories, don't you?
Yeah.
Keep going with the stories, right? One more. You got one more. Come on, Dave. Encore.
I was just going to add on to that, like all the tools and technologies that the network has are awesome. Like, the feed and alerts and all that stuff. All the stuff that Todd's developed is really amazing. But it's just like the AI stuff. It's a tool that helps us make placements. But when it comes down to it, it's like all the human interaction and all the meeting people face to face. So that's why, you have to go to these conferences, in my opinion, to be successful in the network.
I love it. And basically what you said, the TE network over the years has evolved.
Yes. Yep. We used to get the big stacks of paper, right? At some point, I think. So it has evolved.
I love that.
I think it died. Hello? Oh.
No, you're still there,
Okay.
man. It's still
Okay.
for more stories. Come on, keep it going, brother. But no. So in the last year, give me a candidate or client story that's pretty inspiring, or just something that people can chuckle for.
Oh, jeez. I'm sure it has something to do with ghosting. Mariah and I have a good story about the
Let's hear it.
cost accounting is sexy.
What happened there? Come on, fill us in.
Mariah and I have, I think we might talk about this, but she and I have a really good partnership. Like, she literally takes me into her offices. That's, or into her clients, or we, do Zoom calls or whatever. And we went on a call to take a job order with one of her clients. That guy was a real peach. Yeah, so he was like, this guy was like, yeah, I mean, cost accounting is just sexy. We looked at each other. We just thought we almost started.
No, we didn't look at each other.
Well, we couldn't, because we would have busted out laughing. I mean, cost accounting is sexy. That was funny. But on that same topic, now there's another TE affiliate that is doing that with me. This is the coolest thing. I'm actually sitting in on the interviews with the candidates. It's really cool. So through Zoom. So he invites me in, and it's an interesting, I don't know how many of you guys do this, but he actually sits in on his interviews. He sets them up, and he sits in and kind of facilitates the interview between the client and the candidate, which is really cool. So the candidates that I'm bringing to him, I'm sitting in on those interviews. So I mean, I'm just talking about the trust here, right? That's how you come to these conferences and you build that kind of trust. I mean, who brings you into your client without, any concern whatsoever? So anyhow, it's a pretty cool thing.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got to finalize this. The crystal ball. What's going to happen in recruiting in 26? Any little predictions there?
I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be very, very
Cross
busy.
them fingers, right?
I think it's going to be very, very busy. I think that you need to really keep an eye out for really good candidates and NPC the hell out of them. And I like NPC marketing. It's kind of my approach to business development. But I think if you have a really good candidate, you're going to be able to place them next year.
You think?
Yeah,
Guarantee?
guarantee.
So, okay, Dave, before we get out of here with you, we're going to bring Mariah pretty soon, but I just want to ask you, so what's your goals for you to be successful? Can you explain maybe in a couple minutes here, what's your routine throughout the day? Because a lot of people, I mean, we all know recruiters, we're all over the board. There's times you got phone calls, kids. How do you keep your day structured?
Good question. I have no idea.
Oh, there we go.
I really have no idea. Because I like to play a lot. I work a lot, but I like to play a lot too. So I like to take vacations and do things outside of work a lot. So I do plan my day pretty well. Like, try to structure it so that I know, I want to go see my kid do this at 3 o'clock or whatever. I want to make sure that I give myself plenty of personal time. So I do plan. I'm a pretty good planner. Most of my day is pretty planned out, and I schedule a lot of my phone calls now. I used to not. I used to just smile and dial, but now I do structure my day with planned phone calls, planned Zoom calls, that kind of thing. But I do make sure that I give myself plenty of play time, plenty of party time.
Oh, play and party time equals placements, right?
Yes.
So is there a better time to make your phone calls in that morning, afternoon, evening?
Yeah,
What's your plan?
I don't do evening calls. If they can't talk to me during the day, they're not serious. So I don't do that. Most of my phone calls are between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's when I make my phone calls. And then before 9, I'm always up early. I'm usually, I'm not a day before planner. Most of my planning is done at 6 in the morning. And then I get on the phone usually at 9, go to the gym usually around noon, get back on the phone around 1:30, and then just depending on what I have going on, I'll be on the phone till between 3 and 4:30.
Oh, nice. 7 days a week?
No.
No weekends, right?
No weekends.
No weekend warrior here.
No weekends.
I love it, Dave. Well, hey, thank you so much. Stay up here
Thank
because
you.
we're going to bring somebody else up right now.
All right.
Mariah, come on up to the hot seat. Dave, your story is off the handle. I love it.
I do have some good ones. Just
You can leave that on you for now. Come on up here, Mariah. There we go.
Hey, Dave.
Hey.
Look at this. This is what networking is all about. So let's just break it down for you both while we have Dave here in the middle here. So how did you guys meet and connect and become rock stars together?
Yeah, we met at a conference in
Chicago.
Chicago.
It was at that Chicago conference that I was just talking about.
was it 06?
06. Because you joined a year before me, maybe?
05.
Yeah.
Yeah, we start our business and then join the network all at the same time. So Dave and I just got to know each other through the conference. We were spending time together at conferences. We didn't work the same thing because I was turning down IT jobs. For those of you that don't know me, Joanna and I, we specialize in technical professional manufacturing recruitment, but we have a very regional focus, everything manufacturing related, and whenever possible, turn down IT jobs because it just wasn't our gig. So, and it distracted us from what we were really good at. But what I did learn at probably about a year later was I was talking to Angela Marasco. She's also a recruiter in the network down in the Dayton market. And she was talking about how she picked up this client that was so large, and she's a sole proprietor like Dave. She picked up this client that was so large, and she goes, Mariah, I couldn't do it on my own. She goes, I was thinking about turning down the business. And I go, what'd you do? She goes, well, I brought in, who was it? It was another IT recruiter down in the Dayton market. I don't remember his name, but I don't know. I don't think, anyways, she brought in this other recruiter, and what they did was they knew each other. They had done a few splits, but she goes, I've got the opportunity to take on this business, but I can't do it by myself. What I'd like to do is bring you in with me. We work everything as a team. We do all the intakes together. We do all the recruitment together. And then whether you place or I place, we split everything. And I was like, wow, that was so, what a great idea as far as, okay, it's not, I'm going to turn down this business because I can't handle it. It's how can I do this? So Joanna and I were driving home, and I literally said, I was explaining to her the story. I go, what are we missing out on? What are we leaving on the table that we are not making money on? And then we both at the same time said, well, IT, we don't do that. And often our clients, we would tell them we didn't do it. So I go, what about this guy Dave that we've known for a couple of years?
Dave.
What about Dave? I like he does dance. I like Dave as a person, and geography-wise made sense because he was on the west side of Cleveland, and we were in Tiffin in the middle of Northwest Ohio. So Joanna and I talked about it. I go, well, what if next time we get an IT opening, we just call Dave and say, okay, Dave, why don't you come with me to my client? We do the intake together. We both do search activity. To this day, we still both do search activity, but then we send all the candidates to Dave, and Dave does the initial technical pre-screen. He has them fill out our assessment form, and then he sends them to Joanna. Joanna schedules them with her, and then we submit them, and then we split no matter what. Like, even if we found that candidate that we placed, that we found him in our database, but we sent him to Dave, he still does the technical pre-screen, and we still split no matter what. So I should have done the math, but we've been really busy. How many placements has it been? I know it's like 25.
Oh no, it's in the 30s.
It's in the 30s.
Wow,
Yeah.
shout out for that.
Yeah,
And
at the last conference, I looked and we were at like 32 or 33.
And then we've done another one.
So it's got to be pushing 35.
But that's 35 placements.
Yeah.
Like, in the network, we've done 301 splits, and 10% of my splits have been with Dave. And if we would have kept on not doing IT, that's money I wouldn't have made. And we almost like, our fill ratio is super high.
And it got me into the exporting part of the network too, because I was always an importer. Like 100% of my placement were my clients, but that kind of got me into the exporting part of it. So I started making placements with my candidates. So
We do have
that was
some great
fun.
stories. But yeah, we made another placement this year. We're working on 2 jobs right
We
now.
have 2 going now.
That's awesome.
So, but those are opportunities. Like, this network, there's so many opportunities, and there's so many times that I could have turned down business, but we've never missed a fall conference, and we've only missed 1 spring conference in 20 years.
Yeah.
And there's always someone I meet that I'll take it, and Al Katz is the same perfect example, but Al, when I met him in 2006 down in Orlando, I met him on the tram back to the airport, and I was new to the network. He was kind of intimidating, if you know him. And I go, hey, this is what I do. Here's my card. He goes, well, I do ethanol. Here's my card. And I thought in the back of my head, well, there's never going to be an opportunity for me to do a split with him, but okay, nice to know. So then that October, one of our regular agricultural clients, and ethanol was really big in 2007. So it was 2006. That client called me and said, hey, we need an ethanol engineer. Can you do that? And I was like, yes, I can. And I went and I took the intake, called Al, said, I've got an ethanol order. He gave me 3 people. They interviewed 2. And in 2007, it was a $90,000 salary at a 30% fee. And that was a big fee in 2007. So again, perfect example, like going to that conference and paying whatever it was in the time, all my flight, for a $27,000 fee, my portion, easy ROI.
Simple.
Absolutely.
You guys are making it simple. So I could ask you, Dave, when Mariah called you and said maybe you guys are going to team up, what was your thoughts at first?
I thought, man, this is an awesome idea. This is a dream. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you get off the phone and did you
I'm
start
all
screaming?
in.
Did you start dancing after you got off the phone?
I did.
We've danced a lot.
I think, yeah. I may have injured you a couple times on the dance floor.
I know.
That's Shark After Dark.
Oh, what's great about this too, though, is Dave and I are good friends. Like, my daughter, Ashton, who'll be here later, she does his social media. We've actually, after the Nashville conference, we stayed for the weekend together and hung out all weekend with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we go out up at the lake when we're together, but we're close enough. You came to Tiffin. Tiffin's a mecca of excitement. I know you don't believe it, but Tiffin, Ohio. He came for the weekend to Tiffin last year in November, and went to a concert at our Ritz Theater, and we hung out for the weekend, and it took me 2 days to recover, and that's okay.
Yeah, we have, you and I both have a lot of good friends in this network.
Yeah, it's priceless.
And in every conference, I try to make it a point to find somebody new that I've not worked with before, and we just kind of make a pact, like let's make a split between now and the next conference, and we almost always do.
I love that. And I challenge all you out there today to meet somebody new in this room here and connect with them and do the same thing they're doing. Look at this. Success, they're best friends now, and they're having fun with it. Can you tell? They're laughing, they're joking. Staffing and recruiting should be fun.
It should be.
It should be fun. It isn't always, but it is fun though. I mean, really, seriously, like what else would we do?
But the
Nothing.
big thing too, like when Joanne and I went to Chicago for the first time in 2005, we went early, we were eating at a table, and we were actually right next to a table of like true, legit, old school, no disrespect, rock star recruiters. Joe Noto, Dan Simmons, Bill Quackenbush, and the metal guy, Bill Jones. Bill Johnson. So they figured out we were there for the conference. We went over, we started talking to them, and they said, they're like, if you want to be successful in this network, you have to go to conferences and you have to hang out with people that make split placements. Because they know how to do it and they'll tell you what to do. And you'll learn from them. And that's what we did. And it was the best advice we could have had.
I love it. Before we get you off the stage, Dave, one more story. Any good stories between both of you with a candidate or a client that we can...
Nothing we can do on a live webinar. Nothing we can talk about.
That'll be after 5 o'clock, okay?
True, right.
No, we hang out as families. It's fun. It's good.
I love it. Well, hey, thank you so much, Dave.
Nice
It's been
to
a
meet you,
pleasure, man. I
Rich.
love your stories, buddy.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
tell
give a
you.
shout out to Dave. All right, come on, sit down over here. Dave, can I have your mic real quick, buddy?
Oh,
You can pass it off to Mariah.
Put them there. Okay, that's great. Thank
Wow.
you.
What a great story. I got to tell you straight up. That is what networking is all about. Seriously, that's what it's all about. You see the chemistry there? That's what you all can have with somebody else here today, too. All right, you ready to deep dive into it?
Yeah, let's go.
So how long have you been in the industry?
28 years.
28 years. So give me the evolution from 28 years to now in recruiting. What do you think?
I think it was great, but I remember fax machines.
Faxing?
I mean, it was just, it's evolved, but it's evolved so much, but then at the same time, it hasn't. Like at the end of the day, it really hasn't changed that much.
What do you, okay, so let's just go post-COVID. I mean, people say it's changed a lot. What's your take on that in recruiting? I mean, you've been in for a while now. Has it changed or has it always been the same?
No, it's changed. And there's things that are different, but again, there's things that are really the same. What we've experienced like the last year, the last 2 years, and I consider our team, Joanna, Lisa, and Claire, we are a true team. And to understand we'll go back to we'll come back to it. If I forget about it, just tell me again what I'm supposed to say.
All right.
Because I'll forget. We're a true team and we work as a team. We don't have separate desks. So when we talk about our team and we talk today, understand that I have one role, Joanna has another role, Lisa and Claire have roles, but I am the client side of our business. Like I have all communication with our clients. I negotiate our terms. I do all of our accounting. I communicate with the clients when we're talking about candidates. Lisa and Claire work so much on the front end. So Claire manages our social media. Lisa talks to almost everyone before she gets them to Joanna. 82% of the people that Lisa schedules with Joanna end up being presented. That's her average.
Wow.
So they're in tune that much. Lisa's worked for us for 16 years. Claire's worked for us for 8 years. Joanna and I've worked together since 2001. That's actually a funny story if we had more time, but we don't. So, and then Joanna is like the candidate person. Like she's the person that decides who we're going to present to our clients. She puts them into submittal format and she needs to be sending submittals daily. They come from me because they go to the client, but then she does all the candidate debriefs and interviews. So as a team, we work literally as a team. No one has their own desk. And Drea will tell you it's like a well-greased machine. Like we churn and burn.
How did you guys organize that? Because a lot of companies out there, just thrown out there, that they're unorganized and stuff like that. How did you guys get on the right path?
Well, again, some things have changed a lot, but some things haven't. Like Joanna and I have worked together since 2001. I actually hired Joanna. She started the day before 9/11. We were at my desk when 9/11 happened, and after that, we made one placement as an office in the fourth quarter. And let's just say this, when I had to lay somebody off, I did not lay off Joanna, and she had only worked for me for a short period of time. So some of it's changed. I mean, we didn't used to have LinkedIn. I mean, there's so many things that have changed. I remember, like Dave said, when Headhunter came out, headhunter.net or .com, before it was Monster, we thought that was going to be the end. We thought LinkedIn was going to be the end, and everyone's thinking AI is going to be the end. But at the end of the day, it's like a relationship business. And remember the old terms, candidate control. You have to have candidate control.
Oh, boy.
Well, nobody ever had candidate control. And it's kind of the same thing with AI. Like, AI is going to help us. And AI, like our clients are really trying hard, especially this year, to make AI work for them. And similar to what Sharon was saying, they're letting their jobs go open for 5 to 6 months before turning them over to us. And then they're in this spot where they're like, we really need somebody because we started to recruit for that retirement at the beginning of the year, but we've been doing things ourselves. We thought the AI could do this, but AI is going to, and Danny Cahill said this earlier in the year, AI is going to do a really good job with the lower level items, the lower level people. So even some of your lower level salary, when it comes to your like working up the food chain, when it's all about relationships, like your ops managers, your plant managers, like you're not going to read that cultural fit. I mean, that's not going to be readable. So yeah, we're going to continue to evolve, but some of the things are still the same. Like Todd will confess, and he knows that I'm still burning trees on a daily basis, printing stuff out. But not as much as we used to, but we still have the same process. Like we've been in business for 20 years and basically our process hasn't changed.
I love that, seriously, because so many people are trying to change the industry. You know what I mean?
Well, you have to adapt. There's
That's
a
the
difference
key.
between changing
Adapt.
like what you do and adapting. So you've had to adapt because this year in the last couple years, and we can tell, I mean, just being honest, we can tell by attendance, this year is not for wimps.
No.
Like this is not an industry for wimps anymore. And we've all seen it. If you've been in the industry for 20 years, I'm looking at some of us that have been here 20, 30 years. We saw the influx, the easy years, the years before, the mid, 6, 7, 8, those were good years. I thought 12, 13, 14 were really good years. And you see people influx into our business because it's easy. Like you can turn a quick buck and the fees are high. But what we've done this year is, and we're having a good year this year. Like we're having a good year. Is it our best year ever? No, but we're having a good year. But we are working our tails off this year. Like sometimes we're putting 300, 400, 500 people in a pipeline before we make a hire. But my fees are still 25 to 30%. And we're getting more, what I call them partnership payments up front than we've ever been getting because we're tired of wasting our time. So, but you have to have that tough skin to say, okay, I'm committed to doing that. I'm committing to knowing that my value, because the good recruiters will make it. I mean, we see it too, the people that have been here 20, 30 years. I mean, people will come and people will go. But now this job is definitely not for wimps.
So let's break down tough skin because, a lot of people in recruiting says, it's the economy. They're blaming everybody else except themselves.
No, I know that there's some niches that have been really rough. Mm-hmm. Some of my biomed friends, some of my IT friends, especially earlier. And we know that this business is full of peaks and valleys. But we, as an office, have said the only way to get out of a valley, and we all have them. We've all had them. Is to create activity. Like you just have to put your head down and you have to ignore it and you have to just submit the next person and you have to try to get the next job order and you have to work to get the next interview. Ooh. But and we don't like to do that because it's uncomfortable.
Okay, so real quick, day to day. Can you explain to everybody what's your day to day to get this done? Because this seems like a lot for everybody. Like, holy cow. How do you do it?
Day to day, like what's a lot? Because you asked a question that I don't think I answered it, but now I can't remember what it was.
Oh, I forgot about it already too because you got me on a different subject.
I know. So what...
So like day to day for recruiting. So when you get up in the morning, your team, stuff like that, how do you organize your day for business development, recruiting, to get everybody lined up and all that? What is a general day for you? Just break it down.
Well, we laugh a lot. It's necessity.
Well, that's good.
But everyone on our team knows what the goal is. Like we have, even though it's just our office, because Joanna and I came from a bigger corporate structure. Okay. So we were one of 4 or 5 technical offices. So it was extremely competitive. We had business structure. We had business planning. We had budgeting and forecasting. So I like that, and I'm an extremely competitive person. So everyone on our team knows what the plan is. Like we have an annual plan, we have a monthly plan, and that's in sales volume. So, and then we have goals that we have. Like we know that we need to submit 8 people. We know that we need to submit 8 people, 8 good people in order to do what we want to do. I know that I need to take, in an ideal, perfect world, I need to take at least 8 to 10 viable A jobs every month in order to give Joanna the opportunity to submit 8 people a week. So there's the bigger plan of this is what the year looks like. Now this is what the month looks like. And then this is what the week looks like. Like we have a Monday morning meeting. That's nice. A Monday morning meeting every morning at 9 a.m.
Could be weeding. I mean,
that we
you live in
sit down
California.
and we go through the jobs that are currently on our desk. We qualify them as far as like based on my weekly call with that client the week before, and we prioritize what's important, what we need to work on, how close is the money on those, what we're going to search on that week, what we need to share because we need more traction on it. And then we come up with like baby goals, like that week's goals, but realistic things. And that's something we did when, like in the first quarter and fourth quarter last year, when things weren't maybe going as great as we want them to go. We came up with goals for that week that were attainable because you could get a win. Like maybe Joanna wasn't going to submit 8 people that week, but she wanted to submit 4. You know, Lisa wanted to schedule 3 people with Joanna for that cost accounting job. You know, Claire wanted to get caught up on all her social media postings and, you know, all the education verifications and schedule 1 supervisor with Joanna that week. Like mini goals that when you come back to the table next Monday, you're like, win. So, and even though maybe you didn't make your plan that month, you still had a weekly win. So instead of beating yourself up because you're not going to make plan that month, or beating yourself up because I only took 6 job orders the month of January. Because like if you guys know, like we're 90 days out, we're 90 to 120 out. So September we took 12 really good job orders. So I'm like, okay, December, January for sure should be good because December's always end up getting pushed off to January. So, but we're set up to have a good fourth quarter. But in that first quarter of this year, when orders were down, we knew that the second quarter was probably going to be a little bit soft. It was still good, but it wasn't the first quarter and the third quarter, which were much better. But the job orders were better than 90 days before those quarters.
I love that. Mini goals is the key. So, okay, so are you using LinkedIn Recruiter? Anything else besides that?
Yeah, we do use LinkedIn Recruiter, and it's a huge tool. We have 2 seats. Lisa and Claire both have a seat. And when you look at how we're making placements the last few years, 2 ways. The 2 biggest sources for us is LinkedIn recruiters and mass emails to our own database. So we have 103,000 people in our database. It's a very well-maintained database. Lisa and Claire do a phenomenal job of keeping those databases up to date, keeping people's information up to date, updating things, updating work history, and literally we'll know how a search is going to go after we send the mass email. As soon as we get the job order, we go over the opening as a team. But then what we do is we mass email that job to our database. We do that with Boolean search strings, making sure that we're adding in the people that we're targeting. If it's a local search, we send it locally. If it's a regional search, we send it within 100 miles. If it's something bigger than that, we'll send it maybe tri-state, whatever. But when Lisa sends out those mass emails, sometimes there's thousands of people in those emails. And this year there's been times where we have sent out that mass email. She has 5 good candidates that come back and say, yep, that's a good job for me. She pre-screens all those candidates, send the candidate assessment. She gets that back. She schedules them with Joanna, and we make a placement.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And then when it doesn't work, we're like, yeah, this is going to be a hard one. So the mass emails are extremely good because sometimes we don't even have to search the jobs. Sometimes we can just get them from that mass email. And what's nice is Lisa's got a great script that she uses. She's tweaked it over the years. She's worked really hard to maximize those and try to get the best opens and the best submittals on the, people getting interest. We've messed with, what do you put in the subject line? And then at the end of the day,
what do you put in it? Give us a couple tips.
Well, we tried real hard to be like real creative. And then this is what works really good. Process engineer, Findlay, Ohio. Right, Lisa?
To the point.
Yeah, we used to be like,
no emojis.
Catch this new opportunity, and like during baseball season, or try something different, and Hannah Pryor, right? We learned some great things from her, and she's like, try this, mix this up. But that was the one thing at the end of the day, it just worked really good when we said, this is a plant manager in Dayton. A plastics plant manager in Dayton. Like, just at the end of the day, just keep it right to the point so that person can respond. That's what we found out works the best.
And your body, when you send an email out, how many, is it one paragraph or what? Just give the audience out there, how do you like,
Yeah,
send
again,
stuff out?
we're going into an area that's not always my expertise. I know what Lisa, I mean, you have to consider how it's going to look when it's being run on the phone. The most important thing I think is the link that goes to our website, because we want them, whenever possible, to apply directly through the website so it goes right into the pipeline.
Yep.
So that's the most important. But again, that's something else that we've messed with a couple different times trying to find what's the best. And we usually don't put our whole job description in there because our job description is like a marketing tool. So we'll hit the hot points, pull out some of the marketing features and the core requirements. And I think, is that about right, Lisa? Yeah, so.
Love the insights. Okay, so now the big question. You ready for this? How did the TE network grow your biz?
We haven't gone over that already.
I want a little bit more. Come on.
Okay.
No. Besides Dave. by yourself.
So I am primarily an importer. So we almost always have the job order. And as of this morning, we've made 1,017 placements as a company.
Wow, let's give her a shout out for that. Good job.
And 301 of those placements have been splits in the network. So it's a third. It's literally 30%. I did the math the other day, and it was actually 29 point something, but then we did 2 more placements, so it's probably exactly 30%. So it's 30% of those placements are splits in the network. For us, Joanna and I, previous to founding MJ Recruiters in 2005, we worked in an office of 8. And what I learned really fast was everyone else that I hired was not as good as Joanna from a recruiter standpoint. And it was really hard and constant to manage those underperformers. And what we want, and again, this job is not for wimps. Joanna's definitely not a wimp, Lisa's not a wimp, and Claire's not a wimp. So I didn't want to hire people because it was exhausting and no fun. So the first thing we did was join the network. Like, we were in the network before it actually coincided with the first day of business, which was August 1st, 2005. But that was our business plan from the start, was we were not going to add recruiters because it was a lot of work. And we wanted to just work with other people because we're really good at getting job orders, good job orders, because there's a big difference. So we're really good at building relationships with our clients. My intakes with my clients are usually 2 to 3 hours for a brand new client.
Wow.
And all of an hour for a regular client still. Someone we partnered with before. So that's what we're really good at. And Joanna's really good at determining who to submit on those really good jobs. So we just needed more sources of good candidates. Now, there's probably been people in this audience that will say, Mariah's really difficult to work with because Mariah's really picky. But at the end of the day, we know what our clients want. And I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's like, your candidate's not a fit because their job history is really terrible and they haven't worked in 6 months. And I'm going to charge my client a 30% fee. So I have to present the best of what I can find. So it is what it is. But this network is priceless to me. And we will continue to go to conferences as long as we can because it never fails that we meet someone that we will make a placement with. Now, Amy and I, we've met face-to-face in Florida, so last year, and I'm bound to determine, I have an alert set up on her jobs because I really want to make a split with her. Yeah. But there's people that I've met I've met someone at a round table, Chris Harder, and he's a very good recruiter. He does a good job. And he's in Maumee. He's an hour from me, but I had to go to Chicago to meet him, which was ridiculous. So, and I sat across from him. I was like, we should be doing business. Like, I don't understand why we're not doing business. Yeah. And so I went back. But after meeting him at a conference, I totally trusted him. Like, going bowling with him and meeting him, I totally trusted him. And I told him my client, and I gave him a couple jobs. He filled a really hard job that was on our table. And I was glad to get that job off. And then he filled another one. And we made 2 placements within 6 months of meeting him. But if I wouldn't have went to the conference, I never knew that he was in Maumee. So now the other thing, I know you're not going to ask this question, but we need to talk about something real quick. And we talked about talking about it on the phone, but we didn't bring it up today. marketing yourselves. Remember, this business is not for wimps. So what you need to do is you're thinking about that business development side. It's like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing to get new business? But you need to know your differentiator. Like, you need to know what you have that no one else has, whether it's your niche, like Sharon said, or for me, I always go back to our metrics because I'm a freak about metrics, and I've done sessions on metrics. Like, we keep a running tally over the last 5 years of our metrics. So if my client looks at me, because everybody should have an elevator speech, especially in a downturn when you're in like the bottom of the pit, you should always have your elevator speech. But you should be able to say, it's like, Mariah, why do you want to work with you? It's like, well, I do technical and professional manufacturing recruitment. I'm based in Tiffin, Ohio. We've been in business for 20 years. We've done over 1,000 placements, which are great. But why you really should work with us is over the last 5 years, 70% of the candidates that we submit to our clients are interviewed. 31% of the candidates that interview with my client are made job offers. And then we have filled over 64% of the job searches that we've worked on. Now that beats the industry average of 18 to 25%. Like, that's my elevator speech.
No, I love it.
But you need to know, and you need to be able to
I mean, that's a pitch, right?
but you need to be able to rattle it, and you need, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to be calling, you're going to be meeting people, and you're going to
Say the elevator
LinkedIn.
pitch one more time.
Elevator speech.
Yeah,
Why did I say it wrong?
No, I want to hear it one more time. Let's do it.
Elevator speech. It's really important, and your differentiator is really important. And the other thing is understanding the valleys.
Yeah.
Like we have valleys. We had last year. All total, we had 8 declined offers. This year, from July 17th until the end of August, we had 6. And 6 on 6 jobs that like are big jobs, like 150K plus jobs at 30% fees. And you're questioning, it's like, and it's hard, and you have to get back on the saddle. And you could pout and you could cry and you could wimp about it, but the only way to get out of a slump or to get out of a valley, I like to call them valleys, is to work your way out of it. You got to work your way out of it. You got to put your head down. You got to create the activity. You got to get the new job order. You got to submit the people. You have to schedule them. You have to push it through. That's the only way to get out of a valley, is to do the activity to get you to the step of the next offer. So,
got it.
Yeah.
Adapt equals achieve. I say that all the time. You know.
What do you say?
Adapt equals achieve.
Okay, there you go.
You got it. So game changer for 26. What do you see recruiting is going to change a little bit? I mean, the ball rolling. I mean, of course, AI. Is there anything else you think is going to change in 26?
I think companies are going to continue whenever they can to fill jobs on their own. I think candidates are going to continue, at least through the end of this year, to be very conservative in making moves. I think candidates are still going to be extremely passive, and those passive people are still going to be using those job offers to get counteroffers. You need to find people that have motivators, people that can give you the why to why they want to leave, or else you're just going to end up getting ghosted, or you're just going to end up having another counteroffer accepted. I think what we can do, because a lot of those things we can't control the economy, we can't control tariffs. The only thing that we can control is our persistence and our ability to push through. And that takes a lot. That takes a lot because we're wimps. I mean, it's not for wimps. Like, this industry is not for wimps anymore.
That's the key word of the day, wimps.
No
right?
wimps.
No wimps.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Make the call. Do the activity.
Muscle, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Before we get out of here, Sharon and Dave, come on back up real quick. Yes. I love the insights here. I got to tell everybody out there, this is great insights out there. Everybody watching at home and stuff like that. Got to reach out to everybody here. Let's give a shout out to all three of these for what they did. Brought you into their lives and stuff like that. But also, I want everybody to stand up. Stand up, everybody. Because this network's not without you guys either. So give each other 5 beside each other, fist pump somebody beside you. This is all what the network's about.
Say, don't be a wimp. Don't be a wimp.
That's it. That's a wrap. Savvy Shark Podcast. See you guys soon. Scoot in a little bit more. Come on in, guys.
Come on.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go dancing.
This is what it's all about. I love it. Look at these guys here. Any final thoughts before we get out of here? Anything else?
Besides not to be a wimp.
Not to be a wimp. Not to be a wimp.
Work through the valleys. Work through
We
the
love
valleys.
you all. Savvy Shark Podcast. See you soon. TE Connect 25.
All right,
Awesome.
good job.